Hello students, welcome to this online course of Strength of Materials. So in the previous lecture, we have solved some problems. So today we are going to see various types of connections possible in a shaft. So if multiple shafts are there, how they can be connected possibly. So let us see. So shafts in series and parallel. So shaft connection could be a series connection and it could be a parallel connection. So how we can differentiate between the series and parallel, this we are going to see. So shaft connected in series and parallel can be dealt with knowing the way they resist the torque. So the resistance to torque will be seen. We can see and analyze whether the connection is in series or it is in parallel. So first will be a shaft in series. So when we can say the shaft is in series connection, when two shafts are connected in series, the shafts are subjected to the same torque. So the first point to be noticed is the torque will be the resistance, the torque coming to each and every member or each and every shaft will be same. So T is constant. Okay, then we can say the the shafts are in series. The shafts can be of same material but of different diameter, or can be different materials, that is the diameter can be different, like you can see here, this is D1 and this is T2. So the diameters are different. Material 1 and material 2 are also different. So for such a case, the condition governing their behavior is that they are subjected to same torque. So if the torque registered by both are same, then they will be in series connection. So how we can proceed for the analysis part? Let us see. So let the subscript 1 and 2 relate to the two section of the shaft. So section 1 and section 2 as shown in the figure. So what was the basic condition? T1 and T2 will be equal to capital T, because torque should be same, the registered torque should be same for both the materials. So T1 will be equal to T2 will be equal to capital T. Now theta from C to A will be what? Theta from the angle of twist from this point till this point will be sum of CB and the twist in BA portion. So like this we can write, and after putting the value of theta CB and theta BA, we can have this equation of theta total. So theta total is nothing but theta 1 plus theta 2. So that we'll see in the questions. Now shafts in parallel. How we can say that the shafts are in parallel? So in series T1 was equal to T2, and in parallel theta 2 will be equal to theta 1. So this is the difference. This is series and this is parallel. So two shafts are said to be in parallel configuration when one shaft is placed surrounding the second shaft. The difference between the shafts in series and the shafts in parallel is the fact that torque carried is the same in series, and while the applied torque is shared by two shafts in same proportion in parallel case. So the total torque will be shared by 1 and 2, and it will be equal to sum of them, and it will be in some proportion, but the angle of twist will be same. You can imagine also, if you are twisting this material, this surrounding material will also be twisted by the same amount. Okay, so theta will be same in the parallel connection and torque will be same in the series connection. Now let us try to understand this with the help of a problem. So a stepped shaft fixed at two ends as shown is subjected to a torque of 300 Newton meter at the section C. The larger section is of aluminum and smaller section is of steel. Determine the maximum stresses in the two material. So what we have to do, we have to determine the tau max for steel and tau max for aluminum, and given is the G for the modulus of rigidity for steel is 82 GPa and for aluminum is 27 GPa. So S we are using for steel and A we are using for aluminum. So how we can proceed this problem? First one thing is the theta from here till here will be 0 because both are fixed ends, so there will the twisting will be 0. But all we can do one more thing. So theta in steel plus theta in aluminum will be 0. So this is the basic condition. If we will try to solve this, we will have our answer. Okay, so let us see. So first, the diameters are different, so we will calculate the polar moment of inertia for aluminum bar and for steel bar. So both 5 by 32 d raised to power 4. So diameter for aluminum is given as 40, you can see here 40, and it is 20 for steel. So 80,000 pi mm raised to power 4 for aluminum and 5,000 pi mm raised to power 4. Why we are not putting the value of pi? Because it will get cancelled out. So this 5,000 pi mm raised to power 4 for steel bar. Now fixing torques. So let us say what is this fixing torque. As the torque is applied at the section C, it rotates through an angle theta. This torque is resisted by opposite torque at two ends, which are known as fixing torques. So due to this torque, the torque will be generated at the fixed ends at B and D. So these are termed as the fixing torques. And let the fixing torques at D will be D is T D. So at B point it will become 300 minus TD. Okay, so this is the basic equilibrium condition. Now put all the values in the theta equation. So theta is 300 minus TD into 600 minus 200 upon GA into JA. So what we are trying to write? We are trying to write the at this section theta from this side and theta from this side. It should be same because at a single point theta will be same. So this is from the left hand side through the aluminum. So you can see 300 minus TD, it is the moment torsional moment at point B. Throughout point B it will be same. The distance is 600 minus 200. So you can see this was total 600 and we have minus this 200, so it will be 400 GA into J, the properties of the aluminum bar. And also theta will be equal to from this side. So TD into 200. So in this section, if we are looking at right portion, so the torsional moment will be T into D, sorry TD. So TD into 200, 200 for this portion upon GA into J. Aluminum portion is still up to this point, and from here steel section is coming. So TD, because torque will be same throughout from this point till this point, torque is TD, and the length is 600 mm. Now the parameters will be used for the steel section. Equate these two quantities. Okay, so put all the values here. We can see after cancelling all the things, we can see the only unknown parameter is TD. So TD is coming out to be 31.9, or you can say 32 Newton meter. So in the same manner we can calculate TB. It was how much? 300 minus TD. So it is coming out to be 268.1 Newton meter. Now the maximum stresses can be calculated by this formula, 16T by pi d cube, and 16T by pi d cube is the same. For aluminum, put the value of TB, and for steel, put the value of TD. So it is coming out to be 21.3 megapascal, and in steel, maximum stress is coming out to be 20.3 megapascal. Okay, so in this way, you can solve the problems of series and parallel connection. So this is all for today. Thank you.